Hello everyone, welcome to LUKMAAN IAS. So today we are going to analyze the Hindu newspaper dated 15th of April 2021. So let us quickly see the articles that we are going to understand for the day. These are the articles that are important for your mains examination, and these articles are important for mains as well as prelims exam for today. Okay, so let us quickly see these articles one by one. The first article says navigation with permission. Okay, this article is important from international relations perspective, and it is important for general studies paper 2 under international relations section. So you can write an answer, you can write a very good answer on this particular issue after reading this particular article. Okay, so let us see what is the perspective in which this article was in news. This article was in news because recently the United States Navy, okay, the 7th fleet of the United States Navy has conducted freedom of navigation operation in the Lakshadweep Islands, okay, in India's exclusive economic zone, and because of it much controversies has arisen. Okay, and so the thing is, the question arises whether freedom of navigation also allows, okay, foreign countries to conduct these military operations or exercises in exclusive economic zone of a particular country or not. Okay, so the thing is, this particular article actually deals with that particular topic, whether it is permissible under international law for a foreign country to conduct their military operations in the exclusive economic zone of a coastal state or not. Okay, so let us understand what this article says. Okay, this article first of all tells us that the USS 7th Fleet destroyer, okay, the USS John Paul Janes, this is the name of the ship that has conducted the freedom of navigation operation in Indian Ocean region in the Lakshadweep Islands. Okay, like they have conducted this operation 130 nautical miles west of the Lakshadweep Island inside India's exclusive economic zone. And so the thing is, whether it is permissible under international law or not, we need to understand under this. Okay, so the authors over here are citing that India is a member of UNCLOS. UNCLOS stands for United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Okay, so India is a signatory to this international convention. But the thing is, United States is not a signatory. Okay, India is a signatory to the UNCLOS. This is one thing that we need to remember. Apart from this, at the same time over here, that whether United States of America required prior consent from India or not, like on this, there has been a wider debate. This particular navy, after they have conducted the operation over there, they have said if it would have taken the prior consent from India, it would be a gross violation of international laws. Okay, but India has responded with this, that the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea does not authorize other states to carry out in the exclusive economic zone on the continental shelf military exercises or maneuvers, in particular to those involving the use of weapons or explosives without the consent of the coastal states. So India has asserted that this particular law, which is known as United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, it does not allow such exercises without the consent of the coastal state. Okay, so this was the response from Indian side. And at the same time, if we talk about international law, on one part we have customary international law, on which every state is binding, okay, under customary international law. And UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, is binding on all the signatory states. Okay, so United States of America is not a signatory to this convention. India is a signatory to this convention. So India follows the principles that are mentioned in the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. And under this convention, there are specifically few articles. Article number 58. Okay, then we have article number 87, and we have article number 310. Okay, these are the articles. If we read these articles together, okay, if we read these articles together under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, it will give us a clear picture that although the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea does not explicitly deny the other states' rights to conduct such operations in the water, but like it says indirectly that for conducting such operations it is necessary that foreign states should take the consent of take the prior consent of the coastal states before conducting such military operations. Okay, so hence the author says that both India and US should negotiate such concerns for maintenance of international peace and security. Okay, so here the authors finally say that any state which wishes to conduct military exercises in an exclusive economic zone must first consult the coastal states. So consulting coastal state is a requirement under the international norms. Okay, that was not followed in this particular case. So this is all about this particular article. So having understood this, let us quickly move to the next article for the day. Okay, this is also a very important topic under international relations. Okay, it is important for general studies paper 2. You can read this particular thing to enhance your knowledge so that you can answer questions related to India-Russia relationships and India-US relationships. So this particular article actually highlights highlights the relationship between India, Russia and United States of America and USA. So like this particular article highlights the triangular relation between India, Russia and USA. So recently what has happened, India and USA had together signed a deal, and under that deal India has ordered few S-400 missiles. So S-400 is the name of a missile. Okay, so you can see the image that you can see over here. This is the image of a S-400 missile. So India has ordered many S-400 missiles from Russia. Okay, so India can order such place such orders in any country that it wishes under international law, because India is a sovereign state, Russia is a sovereign state. They can conduct such trade negotiations among themselves. So like they are free to do it. But the thing is, recently what has happened, the United States of America has threatened both these countries, Russia as well as India, that if you go ahead with this particular S-400 deal, then we will apply sanctions, we will impose sanctions under CATSA law. Okay, we will impose sanctions under CATSA law. CATSA, okay, what do we mean by CATSA? Okay, CATSA stands for Countering American Adversaries Through Sanctions Act. Okay, it stands for Countering American Adversaries Through Sanctions Act. So the thing is, what happens whenever some international deal is not going in accordance with the interest of the United States of America, they impose such sanctions on countries. So once they impose such sanctions, those countries face very difficult in doing trade internationally. Why? Because like dollar is a very much accepted currency in the international regime, in international trade. So the thing is, this particular sanction is unilaterally applied by the United States of America, and it is a law of the United States of America to deal with other foreign countries. Okay, so the thing is, the United States of America has threatened India as well as Russia that you should not go ahead with this particular deal. But the thing is, this particular threat of the United States of America has been countered together by Russia and India. Okay, Russia and India have together countered this particular argument of the United States of America, and they say that like this particular law in itself is violative of international norms. Okay, and it is violative of peace and security in the international order. They say that this particular law is actually violative of various norms of international law, and this is a kind of blackmailing, like United States of America tries to blackmail other countries and put pressure so that like those countries cannot trade among themselves. So this is the thing. So the foreign envoy means diplomat from Russia has said that like there was a meeting of minds on majority of issues between Russia and India, except one thing, except Indo-Pacific strategy. What is Indo-Pacific strategy? Recently, there has been an emergence of Quad. Quad is a grouping of 4 countries. Okay, Quad stands for quadrilateral. Okay, Quad stands for quadrilateral security. Quadrilateral security dialogue. Okay, so the thing is, it has 4 members: Russia, United States of America, Japan, and Australia. So the thing is, Russia is seeing this Quad as a threat to the peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region, and at the same time India along with the United States of America asserts that like this is not a threat, this is like in accordance with enforcing freedom of navigation in the international waters and ensuring that like proper balance of power should be there internationally. But recently the Russian foreign minister has said that like going ahead with such a dialogue like quadrilateral security dialogue actually reinforces the mindset of a Cold War era. It reinforces the mindset, structure, and institutions of Cold War era. So this particular argument of Russia was countered by India's foreign minister S. Jaishankar, and he has said that this is not this is not this is not reinforcing the Cold War era. In fact, this this particular Quad dialogue is trying to come out of the Cold War era. It is trying to come out of the Cold War era. So this is the thing, and at the same time there have been various criticism related to quadrilateral security dialogue. People have also compared the quadrilateral security dialogue to be a South Asian NATO. What is NATO? NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It is a kind of military and security organization where if attack happens on one of the member of that particular grouping, NATO grouping, then it will be considered as attack on all the members, and they will collectively respond to such imminent or threat, such imminent threat or attack. So that is the thing. So this is apart from this, the Russian envoy has also highlighted that as Russia, China, India and Pakistan are member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So they should focus more towards Shanghai Cooperation Organization so that like they can make this particular organization stronger together, and at the same time they can work within the framework of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So this is all in this particular article. If you want to learn more, you can simply pause this particular video and you can read this article. You can read the highlighted portion from this article. It will help you to understand more in this particular topic. Okay. So having understood this, let us look into the third topic. This topic is also very important from international relations perspective. IR under General Studies paper 2. Okay. So let us see what is the context in which it was in news. Okay. Yesterday also I took a discussion where we have already discussed that like United States of America is now willing to withdraw its troops from the soil of Afghanistan. And why they have placed their troops in Afghanistan, it goes to way back around 20 years ago. So what has happened on 11th September, okay, on 11th September there was an attack in the United States of America in the World Trade Center, okay. So that attack was carried out by Taliban, okay, and the thing is, so in retaliation of that particular attack, they have attacked Taliban in Afghanistan. They have stationed their forces. So it's been 2 decades, it's been around 20 years that United States of America has placed its soldiers, its troops in the soil of Afghanistan. And along with this, various NATO members, various members of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization have also placed their soldiers in the soil of Afghanistan. Okay, since now the thing is, the geopolitics is changing. The troops are no longer able to actually restrain Taliban in Afghanistan. So now the United States of America has decided that they are going to call back their troops, they are going to call back their soldiers to their own country. Okay, so they will no longer station their armed forces in Afghanistan. Okay, so along with the United States of America, various other countries like Germany, okay, and other NATO members, they have also decided that along with the United States of America, we are also going to call back our troops from the Afghanistan. We will start this process from 1st of May 2021, and before 11th September 2021, we are going to call back all our troops unconditionally. Okay, and at the same time, they are also negotiating the Istanbul process. What is Istanbul process? It is a dialogue between Taliban and various countries like United States of America, Russia, India, China, Pakistan. Okay, so these countries will together negotiate for a peace process in the Afghanistan, so that power sharing arrangement can be signed between Taliban and the democratically elected government in Afghanistan for a peace and stability that is Afghan led and Afghan owned process. Okay, so this is all about this particular topic. If you want to read it, you can simply pause this video and you can start reading. It will help you to understand more about international relations related topics. So having understood this, let us move to the next topic for the day. Okay, so we will now understand about another issue from international relations itself. Nowadays many articles are coming from international relations. These articles are very good for the exam perspective. Okay, so this topic is important from international relations under general studies paper 2. Okay, so let us read the heading. It says 60% enrichment in response to Israel's terrorism, says Iran. Okay, so what is the perspective in which this article came? Recently there was an attack, okay, there was a cyber attack in one of the nuclear facilities in Iran. That nuclear facility is known as Natanz nuclear facility. It is known as Natanz, okay, nuclear facility. This facility is known as Natanz nuclear facility. Where it is located? It is located in Iran. Okay, so there was a cyber attack over here. Okay, there was a cyber attack, and this cyber attack was carried out by Israel. Okay, although there is no direct evidence, but it has been established internationally, okay, that this particular cyber attack in the Natanz nuclear facility in Iran was orchestrated by Israel. Okay, so under this particular attack there was a minor blow and there was power outage in this particular Natanz nuclear facility. So historically Iran and Israel has been rival to one another, and now the president of the Iran, his name is Hassan Rouhani. Okay, Hassan Rouhani has said, now we will go ahead with the nuclear enrichment. We will enrich our nuclear capabilities beyond 60-degree level, okay, 60% level. Okay, so what happens when we enrich the nuclear capacity? So once we start enriching the nuclear fuel, okay, so it becomes a potent nuclear weapon. Okay, so apart from civilian use in power stations for generation of power, the enriched nuclear material can also be used as a nuclear bomb. Okay, so many countries are worried and they are concerned about the nuclear, Iran becoming a nuclear power. So many countries are trying that Iran should not go ahead with the nuclear enrichment program. So, in 2015, various countries, 6 countries together signed a pact that is known as Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. And under the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, it was agreed that Iran is going to, restrict its nuclear enrichment to 20% level, so that it can use the nuclear fuel only for generation of power and for civilian uses, not for making nuclear bomb or nuclear weapons. Okay, but the thing is, Iran was a signatory to the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, but in 2018 the US President Donald Trump has unilaterally withdrawn US from that Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. After the US has withdrawn from this particular treaty, US has imposed sanctions on Iran. Now Iran is under monetary pressures because it is not able to carry out its international trade freely because of the sanctions that was imposed by US. Okay, so recently there is talks are going on for renegotiation of Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, but at the same time recently we have seen that Israel wants that no such deal should go ahead, no such deal of Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action should go ahead. So Israel wants to block all the kind of efforts that are being made by these countries. Okay, so now what has happened, the thing is, there was an attack in the Natanz nuclear facility, and this attack was orchestrated by Israel's intelligence agency that is known as Mossad. And this Mossad, this Mossad, this is Israel's intelligence agency. This is considered as one of the most advanced intelligence agencies in the world. Okay, so in retaliation to the recent cyber attack in the Natanz nuclear facility, the Iran's leader, Iran's president Hassan Rouhani, he has said that we are going to now enrich our nuclear capacities to 60%. And what it will do, it will bring Iran a step closer, to 90% purity threshold for military use, and shorten its potential breakout time to build atomic bomb. Okay, so when they go ahead with 60% enrichment, it will make their fuel 90% clean, 90% efficient, so that that particular fuel can be used as a nuclear bomb with in a very short time period. But Iran itself denies that we are not trying to make our state a nuclear capable state, but we are concerned about the attack that was orchestrated by Israel in our soil, and that's why we are going to retaliate for this. Okay, so this is all about this particular topic. If you want to learn more, you can just pause the video, you can read the highlighted sections, you will understand more in this topic. So let us quickly move to the next topic and let us understand what this article says. This article says that India can be hardware manufacturing hub. Okay, India can be hardware manufacturing hub. Okay, so we are going to understand about it, and before this let us understand who said it, in what context it was said, and why this statement is important for India. Okay, so as you know that Raisina dialogue is going on. Okay, Raisina dialogue is going on. Okay, recently Raisina dialogue was conducted by Observer Research Foundation and Ministry of External Affairs, in India. And in the Raisina dialogue, so this particular Raisina dialogue is being carried out virtually. It is being carried out virtually. Virtually means the meeting is going online. It is happening online. Okay, so Raisina dialogue is happening online. It is being conducted by the Observer Research Foundation. It is an NGO. Okay, it is a think tank, and the Ministry of External Affairs, and it is conducted by India. And this year it is conducted virtually. In the Raisina dialogue, what happens? Many countries participate, to discuss about their concerns, to discuss about the possibilities of increasing cooperation in different areas, among different member countries. Okay, so recently what has happened, this particular statement was said by Smith, Brad Smith, and Brad Smith is the president of Microsoft. Okay, the president of Microsoft has participated in the Raisina dialogue, and he has raised this particular concern that, like, you know, just after the breakout of COVID-19 pandemic, various countries are pulling out their manufacturing hubs or their local offices from China, and they are making these offices to be established in nearby jurisdictions like India. So Mr. Smith, who is the president of Microsoft, he has said that, like, India is now becoming a hub of manufacturing. So it will be soon going to be a good hub for supply chain, because many countries are pulling away their offices from China. Okay, so this was the statement. Are you understanding? Because of COVID-19, like, you know, it is said that COVID-19 has started spreading from Wuhan, from China. Okay, and that's why various countries and various companies, international companies, are worried about their future in China. So that's why they are pulling away their offices. They are taking away their foreign direct investments that they have made in China. And very soon India can be a manufacturing hub. It can be a hardware manufacturing hub. So the thing is, this particular idea that was proposed by Mr. Smith is a very good in line with India's Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay, so India have a Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan or Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign. Under this, India wants to be self-reliant, and at the same time it wants to produce so much so that, like, it can sell most of its produce to the outside, to the outside countries. Okay, so the thing is, India has the potential of becoming a manufacturing hub. It has the potential of achieving the targets of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So this particular statement that was made by the president of the Microsoft is a statement in the right direction. Okay, so I hope you have understood the context in which this particular topic was in news. So having understood this, let us move to the next topic for the day. Okay, so this article is important, from Indian economy perspective. So this is important from Indian economy perspective. Economy, which is a part of General Studies paper 3. Okay, General Studies paper 3 of your mains exam. And it is also important for the prelims exam point of view. Okay, this topic is also important for the prelims exam point of view. So let us understand what this what this article says. It says twin troubles. Twin troubles means double trouble, means like two types of troubles. So we are going to understand what are the twin troubles. Okay, twin troubles. Inflation should not be allowed to undermine purchasing power, overall economic stability. Okay, so recently what has happened, the NSO, National Statistical Office, National Statistical Office has come out with revised purchasing power, purchasing power index, and it has come out with inflation data, inflation data, and it has said, this NSO's recently released data has said that inflation is increasing at a very high level in India, and this is not in tune with the current economic growth in India. So this this portrays a very unhealthy trend in Indian economy. Okay, so this is one of the trouble. Then if we talk about this particular thing, one is known as wholesale price index, another is known as retail price inflation. Retail price index. So the thing is, retail price index, what has happened, it has seen a gradual increase. So inflation continues to accelerate, and the output of the country's factories contracted for a second straight month. So on one hand, inflation is increasing, and at the same time manufacturing output, manufacturing output from industries, manufacturing output from industries is going down. So these are the twin troubles. This is trouble number 1, this is trouble number 2. So the data that is being that was published by the National Statistical Office, it highlights that in the Indian economy, inflation is increasing at a very rapid pace, and at the same time the manufacturing output from Indian industries is going very down. So this poses twin threat, and we should not allow this particular thing to prolong. We should not allow this to happen for a long period of time. What we should do instead, we should take some steps, okay, so that like we can bring down the inflation to the desired level, and we can increase the manufacturing output to the desired level in Indian economy, okay. And recently, you know, the Reserve Bank of India has also published that this particular inflation is not healthy, and at the same time there was a recent review, okay, monetary policy review by the Reserve Bank of India. That monetary policy review was taken in tune or in accordance with, okay, with the trend in Indian economy, so that like, you know, we can accommodate the you know, various kind of risks that the economy is facing at this point of time, okay. So having understood this, let us quickly move to the next topic, okay. If you want to learn, you just need to pause it and you can read the, you know, highlighted portion from the article itself. So now let us understand another important topic. This is also important from international relations perspective. This topic is very important, okay. So let us read the heading and then we will understand what this heading conveys. It says, hope India reviews stand on pacts, okay. It has a crucial role to play in the region, says Singapore's foreign minister, okay. So recently, as I already said, that, you know, Raisina dialogue is going on. What is happening? Raisina, okay, Raisina dialogue is going on, okay, Raisina dialogue. It is conducted by Observer Research Foundation, okay, and Ministry of External Affairs, and it is conducted by India, okay, it is conducted by India. So Raisina dialogue is conducted by India, and it was conducted virtually this year, okay, it was conducted virtually this year. So what has happened? The Singapore's foreign minister has participated over here, and he has raised his concerns with respect to India. He has said that like he wishes or he hopes that India is going to relook at its stand towards regional comprehensive economic partnership, okay. So he has discussed about RCEP, okay, he has discussed about RCEP. What does RCEP stands for? RCEP stands for Regional Comprehensive, okay, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Okay, so India has recently withdrawn itself from the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, and at the same time this Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership came into force in November 2020 without India, because India has pulled itself outside this particular treaty, and it is the world's largest trading agreement covering 10 ASEAN nations. ASEAN stands for, what does ASEAN stands? Okay, ASEAN stands for Association for Southeast Asian Nation, okay. So this particular Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership comprises of 10 ASEAN countries: China, Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, okay, and New Zealand. So these are the countries of ASEAN. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 member, okay. So this particular Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership is a 15 member, okay, it is a 15 member body. Earlier it was a 16 member body, but India has withdrawn itself from it, okay. And apart from this, the, you know, Singapore's foreign minister has also highlighted that like India should also think of joining this particular CPTPP. CPTPP stands for Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, okay. So this stands for you know, Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, okay. So the Singapore's foreign minister says that India is not only a country in South Asian region, but it is a major player in the trade activities in South Asian region. And so India should not isolate itself from such, big agreements. India should be a part of it, and India should negotiate, in these agreements in such a manner so that like it serves India's interest as well. And India has a big role to play in such, South Asian, South Asian or Southeast Asian trade blocs. Okay, so he has, said like that Singapore wants India to be a part of the regional comprehensive economic partnership, and at the same time Singapore wants that India should also think of joining comprehensive and progressive agreement for trans-Pacific partnership. And it said that India is a big player, India is a big democracy, it has a big market, and so the thing is India should articulate its stand in this particular forum in such a manner that it serves India's interest as well, and it serves greater interest for its neighbors, okay, for its extended neighbors as well. So he says that not only ASEAN but immediate neighbors like India and China have a strategic interest at stake, and they can play a constructive role behind the scenes. The Singapore's foreign minister praised India's strong support to global vaccine cooperation at a time when the pandemic had turbocharged protectionism and nationalism all over the world, significantly disrupted trade flows and supply chains, and sharpened the tendency for policymakers to turn inwards. Okay, so at a time when globally many countries are looking inward, they are following trade protectionism policies, India has showcased that like it is going to be a global leader, and India has taken proactive measures to distribute vaccines around the globe. Okay, so India has become a big player in distribution of vaccines and selling vaccines around the globe, and so the thing is India has greater role to play in the coming years as well. So this thing is Singapore wants that India should participate in the regional comprehensive economic partnership. It should recalibrate, or like it should relook its stand in the regional comprehensive economic partnership, and at the same time it can also think of joining the comprehensive and progressive agreement for trans-Pacific partnership. Okay, so this article is about India's relationship with respect to these countries. Okay, so having understood this, let us quickly move to the move and understand, okay, that like we have covered today's The Hindu newspaper completely. You just need to view the video once again if you did not understand some portion of the video. If you want to read it, you can simply pause the video and you can read the highlighted portions. That will also help you to understand more on this topic. Okay, so that's all that I had to discuss with you for the day. Thank you so much for attending the session, and I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you so much.